of abuse at the Point Fortin Hospital. 3 men killed, 1 injured in 2 separate incidents. And internationally, the biggest diamond in over a century is found in Botswana. In the news, the residents of St. John's Branch Trace, Faizabad are trapped as they are not able to commute due to a collapsed bridge. Their main concern is the ability of their children to go to school come September 2nd. The mayor for Siparia, Dunas Meru, made a statement that no response or efforts were made by Minister of Works Rohan Sinanan or Minister of Rural Development and Local Government Faris Alwari to establish a temporary Bailey Bridge to ease the suffering of the people trapped on one side of the bridge since it collapsed on July 10th. Mr. Mayor, who claims the Siparia borough simply did not have the funds to replace the bridge, which Alwari said was estimated to cost $6 million. He said that was not a feasible option as other projects catered for would have to be pushed back. Additionally, he said the time it would take for the borough to undertake such a project would leave the 40 family members from some 7 households across the bridge in continued isolation. One of the residents has rendered assistance the use of a dinghy to transport his neighbors across the river at their own risk. Mayor Hu said residents had to leave their vehicles parked at home and seek alternative transportation to and from their destinations. In more news, after resignation letter from Siparia West Councillor Jason Ali, who resigned from the party last week Thursday, as the letter contained allegations of human trafficking and corruption. Ali, who contested the post of research officer, lost to Sean Sobers of the Star team, which was backed by UNC political leader Kamla Persad-Bissessar. His claims went further since then he had been systematically isolated from the UNC, removed from all official party WhatsApp groups, and denied access to crucial information regarding party business. Also, he stated the party's leadership refused to deal with these matters, and there seemed to be a persuasive culture of denial and avoidance, which has led the UNC into a state of implosion. Ali said constituents elected him to address the many challenges they face, but he'd come to the sad realization that the UNC, as it stands, is more focused on serving the narrow interests of a few rather than the needs of the people. Now, a document is circulating that Mr. Ali allegedly crossed the floor to join the PNM political party. With claims across social media, former councillor Jason Ali has joined the PNM. His name appears on a PNM letter where he will be screening for the Faizabad seat. In further stories, Trinidad and Tobago has recorded its 9th dengue-related death. The ministry also reported 911 laboratory-confirmed cases of dengue fever. The illness is spread by the bite of an infected Aedes aegypti mosquito. Symptoms typically appear within 5 to 6 days of being bitten and can last for up to 1 to 2 weeks. These symptoms include fever, severe headaches, pain behind the eyes, muscle and joint pains, skin rash, nausea, vomiting and diarrhea. The ministry urges anyone experiencing these symptoms to seek immediate medical attention from their doctor or the nearest health facility. In more stories, 6 people were arrested during a warrant exercise in the Northern and North Central divisions over the past 24 hours. The officers of the Northern Division conducted an early morning exercise on the 22nd of August 2024 based on the recent upsurge in shootings. The team of officers from the La Hoquita Criminal Investigations Department, Malabar CID, Maloney CID, Northern Division Task Force, North and South, and the K9 unit executed search warrants at the homes of several priority offenders. 4 men aged 17 to 23 years old and one 73-year-old grandmother was arrested in connection with various robberies and shooting incidents. In the North Central Division, a warrant exercise was conducted between 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. on the 21st of August 2024. During the exercise, a team consisting of members of the North Central Task Force East and the K9 unit executed search warrants targeting priority offenders. While at a Ballantyne Road, 5 Rivers, residents police searched and found a transparent plastic packet containing various colorful pills, which appeared to be the dangerous drug more commonly known as ecstasy. The items were seized and the man was arrested. Meanwhile, in news, the Southwest Regional Health Authority has responded to a recent incident involving a patient and a staff member at the Point Fortin Hospital. In response to the allegations made by the mother of a young woman diagnosed with dengue, who claimed that her daughter was subjected to verbal abuse and neglect during their visit to the health institution on Sunday. In a statement, the SWRHA expressed concern over the unfortunate verbal incident, but emphasized that all employees are thoroughly oriented to the organization's codes of conduct and the patient's charter of rights and obligations. The SWRHA reassured the public that any confirmed breaches of these codes would be met with appropriate disciplinary actions following a comprehensive internal investigation. It further clarified that the client in question received timely medical attention. The authorities said the patient was processed almost immediately upon arrival and was provided with ward care within 2 hours. Meanwhile, in news, 3 men were shot and 1 injured in 2 separate incidents. The first incident was 2 men were shot and killed in Laventille on Thursday night. The victims have been identified as Tyrese Cowie of Santa Cruz and Tyrese Charles of Barataria. A third victim was also injured during the attack. According to initial reports, the shooting took place at Block 42 in Laventille. Both men sustained gunshot wounds and succumbed to their injuries. Inquiries are continuing. And in a separate incident, police are investigating the murder of a 21-year-old man in Port of Spain on Thursday. The victim was identified as Alexander Brown of Chinapoo. Reports indicate Brown was shot near Shafford Court around 5:15 p.m. He was taken to the hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. Investigations are ongoing. And internationally, the largest diamond found in more than a century has been unearthed at a mine in Botswana, and the country's president showed off the first size stone to the world at a viewing ceremony on Thursday. The Botswana government says the huge 2,492-carat diamond is the second biggest ever discovered in a mine. It's the biggest diamond found since 1905. The as yet unnamed diamond was presented to the world at the office of Botswana President Mokgweetsi Masisi. It weighs approximately half a kilogram, and Masisi was one of the first to get a hold of it. Officials said it was too early to value the stone or decide how it would be sold. Another smaller diamond from the same mine in Botswana was sold for $63 million in 2016, a record for a rough gem. Lucara said in a statement Wednesday that it recovered the exceptional rough diamond from its Karowe mine in central Botswana. Lucara said it was a high-quality stone and was found intact. It was located using X-ray technology designed to find large, high-valued diamonds. A bigger, less pure black diamond was discovered in Brazil in the late 1800s, but it was found above ground and was believed to have been part of a meteorite. Botswana, a country of 2.6 million people in southern Africa, is the second biggest producer of natural diamonds behind Russia and has unearthed all of the world's biggest stones in recent years. The Karowe mine has produced 4 other diamonds at over 1,000 carats in the last decade. Now let's take a look at your sports and your weather. In sports, Trinidad and Tobago fell to a 115-run loss to the Windward Islands on Thursday in the CWI Men's Under-17 two-day championship. Set to 12 for victory, TNT was bowled out for 96 after the Windwards had declared on 150 for 7. The Windward stole a march on the home team on the opening day, taking a 61-run lead on first innings. On Thursday, Sinho sustains 51 and 34 from Khan Elcock helped the visitors to 150 for 7 declared. Jordan Mohammed had 5 for 34 for Trinidad and Tobago. However, chasing 212, Trinidad and Tobago collapsed to 96, all out despite skipper Brendan Boodoo's 44. The home team had slipped to 3 for 4 wickets at one stage before Boodoo spared his team's blushes. It was TNT's second straight loss after an opening game draw with Guyana. In more sports, Trinidad and Tobago's cyclist Makira Wallace has set a new national record during competition in the Flying 200 at the UCI World Junior Track Cycling Championship in China. Wallace smashed the previous record to set a new mark of 10.847 seconds in Luoyang, China on Wednesday. She finished in second place in the Flying 200 behind Stephanie Cuadrado of Colombia. However, Wallace was defeated in the 1/8 final by her Korean opponent and did not progress to the quarterfinal. In other developments in China, Jaden Ned was unable to complete the scratch race after suffering a crash. The Trinidad and Tobago Cycling Federation said the young cyclist is fine and will be back in action in the points race. And that's all for sport. Now let's take a look at your weather. For the period today until midnight, Trinidad, Tobago and Grenada, partly cloudy conditions with few isolated showers. There is a low to medium chance of a few or these showers becoming heavy and or thundery at times, mainly during the afternoon. Partly cloudy intervals overnight with few showers. Caution, gusty winds and street of or flash flooding can occur in the event of heavy showers or thunderstorm. The Windward Islands, partly cloudy or cloudy conditions with occasional showers and the chance of the isolated thunderstorm. The Leewards, mostly sunny and hazy at times, breezy conditions despite the brief isolated shower. In our temperature last night, we had a minimum temperature of 25 degrees in Trinidad and 26.6 degrees in Tobago. Our maximum temperature today is 33 degrees in Trinidad and 32 in Tobago. Our seas are slight to moderate with waves from 1 to 1.5 meters and up to 2 meters in the Leewards in open waters and below 1 meter in sheltered areas. Recapping the headlines, residents marooned at St. John's Branch Trace as bridge collapsed. Another UNC member has crossed the floor. TNT records a 9th dengue death. A 73-year-old granny is among 5 arrested in connection with various robbery and shooting incidents. SWRHA addresses claims of abuse at the Point Fortin Hospital. 3 men killed, 1 injured in 2 separate incidents. And internationally, the biggest diamond in over a century is found in Botswana. And that's all for today. I'm Chinaka Phipps. Thank you for joining me and do have a blessed day.
News from the street. News from the street. 919